Hello again, everyone. Zach Attack is here by Atak Sportz for this Monday, August 22nd, 2016. Man, it's been a while since I made an Atak Sportz. No footballs. We're technically preseason, but I don't watch preseason games. So I won't be talking about any NFL news until probably a couple weeks when the real season kicks off. On with the show with UFC happened the same night as NXT TakeOver Brooklyn. I made a review of that show, so I missed the majority of UFC 202. And by the time I got to B-Dubs, it was sold out, so I had to watch the last two fights from the main lobby. So I missed the first three. And they were quick. We had welterweight division kicking us off was Tim Means against Saba Humasi. TKO victory for Tim Means. Welterweight division, Mike Perry against Julia Lim. First round, TKO. First fight was also TKO. Welterweight division, again, Donald Cerrone, the Cowboys are going to make noise. TKO, head kicking punches in the second round. Then, got there for the co-main, Anthony Rumble Johnson, taking on Goldberg Texera. Big knockout from Anthony Johnson. Big punch to Glover. He wants another shot at Daniel Cormier. But of course, Bonesy out indefinitely because he fucked himself again. And no clear challenges announced for Cormier after defeating in a non-title match Anderson Silva at UFC 200 with 3 days' notice. Johnson was a little shot against Cormier. Hopefully, Rumble Johnson can get some shots in, unlike the last time they fought, which was for the vacant item. The Bonesy got stripped of it. Because Cormier just smothered Rumble, gave him no chance to strike us. Cormier knew how dangerous a striker Johnson is, especially saw it in full display last Saturday against Glover Texera. So there you go. Now on to our main event. Supposed to be main event at UFC 200, but egos prevented it from happening. But the hatred continued onto our rematch for tonight. Diaz McGregor 2. Conor McGregor, the reigning featherweight champion, who's waiting for a rematch against Aldo, took on Nate Diaz again. Of course, Diaz defeated McGregor in the very first encounter in the second round submission. McGregor wanted revenge, and he got it in spades. He beat the crap out of Diaz. These two had a slugfest. And Diaz is by getting his ass kicked for the early half of the first and second round. He did come alive in the later half. But it wasn't enough as McGregor got on a revenge by winning by majority decision. I thought it was split, but it was majority decision. McGregor winning in one fight of the night. Well, Anthony Rumble Johnson and Donald Cerrone both got performance of the night honors. Now, before I get to my Raw preview, and Raw's got a lot to do to make up for an up and down Summerslam. The aftermath is reeling. We have stuff I'll say now that then there's stuff I'm going to say during the Raw review. The Raw preview. Sorry, my brother was yelling. I thought I woke him up. But anywho, the biggest talks, the shitty-ass main event for Brock Lesnar and Randy Orton, which ended badly. Second year in a row, the SummerSlam ended badly with a Lesnar ending. And fans mentioned this in the review of that show. There were people chanting, Goldberg, Goldberg. There was rumors about Goldberg showing up, which never materialized. Leading some people to say he may show up tonight, but that may not be the case either. But Goldberg did acknowledge the chants, saying, thank you for at least thinking of me. Too bad I wasn't there. Basically, that's what he said. Orton got his ass beat, as we know. Bloodied up big time. I heard that the ending was scripted to be that way. A TKO victory for Brock Lesnar. But the blood was not going to be as bad as it was. I call bullshit on that. And I think we required 10 staples. So, there you go. Also, a lot of people, especially Rollins and Mick Foley, will be acknowledge the troll chants of the fans trolling the title belt with chants like "this belt sucks," more than care about who was wrestling, which I agree on most points. I know fans would express themselves, and at a wrestling show, you're able to express yourself freely. But sometimes some fans can become dicks. You have two awesome guys in there, Finn Balor, Seth Rollins, busting their ass. It doesn't matter what the title looks like. They're wrestling. You care more about the look of a title. Mick Foley released a full statement on his Facebook. I'm just going to read a little bit of it. Saying that, yes, the chants were clever. Maybe the look of the Universal Championship isn't the one that I personally would not have wanted, because he is the GM of Raw, the brand that the belt represented. But remember the hardcore title? It was supposed to be a joke when it was presented to me. Broken glazed pieces of metal held together by duct tape. But we made that title mean something by busting our ass to show what it's worth. As Seth Rollins wrote in his tweet, a title is more about appearance. It's about what it represents for the men fighting it. Yeah, more important than the belt's appearance is what it represents for the men fighting it. Fighting over it. You let me down last night in Brooklyn. That's what Seth Rollins wrote on Twitter. But continuing Mick Foley's statement saying, remember the WWE title? The WWE title I won from The Rock? The moment that has gone down one of the greatest moments in Raw history? Did you know that belt reeked of beer and mildew and stuck up my back every day for the 37 days? Or whatever the exact number was that I held it? Did you know I didn't give a fuck about the beer and mildew? Or what it looked like, or what color it was, if it's spun, or my name on it. I only care about the hard work that I'd gone into winning it, and that those responsible for running a company felt that I was worthy of holding it. There are many times where WWE fans act in a way that makes you proud. Last night was not one of them. Last night, a vocal minority in the attendance who thought their clever chants about the displeasure towards the aesthetic design of a freaking belt were more important than the two guys busting their asses to make the best match possible made me feel ashamed. He said there's a magic element that makes a match great to classic. That element worked for Cena and AJ. Crowd went nuts for that, and the crowd sucked after that. Whether it's because of the show being too long, as I mentioned, my review should be going back to 3 hours. Who'd have thought I'd say, okay, maybe we should go back to 3 hours, when Raw needs to go back to 2. And pre-show, I think pre-show should be 1 hour from SummerSlam, not 2 hours. That took a lot too. 6 hours total. And also the fact Sasha Banks lost, which there was a reason. So there you go. And Rollins' retweet was retweeted 10,000 times. So there you go. Now, on to our Raw preview for tonight. A lot of things to settle for SummerSlam tonight. After. Last year at the SummerSlam, we had some big returns. So maybe we can get those tonight, especially to make up for SummerSlam and get that stench out of our system, especially after the main event. Top 5 questions must be answered tonight. Question number 5. Will we see some debuts or returns? There's some rumblings about Samoa Joe and or Bayley coming in this week. Bayley may belong on SmackDown, but I think she should be on Raw, at least appear on Raw tonight to appease the fans. But Joe belongs on Raw. Joe did suffer an injury, apparently a jaw injury, in his match against Shinsuke Nakamura this past Friday. But some are saying it's a rear injury. Some are saying it's a storyline injury to write him up at NXT. So, who knows the truth there. But I would love to see some debuts and returns. Because 1 year ago, we did have a return of almost decorated tag teams in the company that went from a joyous return to being glorified jobbers. Which leads to question number 4. What will go down when the Dudleys retire tonight? Or should I say, retire tonight? They announced that they are leaving the company after a year. Hey, all these guys like Jericho and stuff, they don't stay around that much. You know, they want the new guys to shine. They always stay around for a little, like Rob Van Dam when he comes back. He always comes back for like a little bit. Jericho, same thing. Dudley's have been back in the company for a year. They've done their job pushing young talent, and now it's time for them to go. They've been glorified jobbers. They've had miscommunication. They've been hitting that, and now they're leaving the company. They may come back eventually, but for now, they're done. We'll see if it's fake or not, but it looks like it's going to be true tonight on Raw. See what happens with that, the Dudleys. Question number 3. What's next for the Women's Championship? Charlotte, love it or hate it, regained the Women's Championship last night in a very interesting, weird ending against Sasha Banks. Now, there was suspicion about Sasha being suspended, especially with the suspension spree going on with Paige, Del Rio, and Eva Marie. I even heard that Eva Marie, if she wasn't suspended, the women's 6th woman should have been and could have been on the pre-show. But the Nikki Bella returned last night, so it made higher up in the card. But was it worth putting that match higher up than the women's title match? We'll never know. But Sasha did get injured a little bit, not during the match, but before the match. They made a decision before SummerSlam that Sasha was going to lose the belt to take some time off from nagging injuries. So with her out for about a month, because she's off of all the events from now until September. Who's next for Charlotte? Will Dana Brooke turn on her, especially since Dana wasn't there to help, got jealous? Or Nia Jax? Or maybe Bayley will come in tonight. Big spot for Bayley, but we'll see what happens with that. Too early to say, but I'll say question number 2. Didn't think I'd say this. Will there be any matches tonight made for the Clash of Champions? Of course, we're going back to branded pay-per-views. With SmackDown's first pay-per-view branded, Backlash is 9/11. Well, Clash of Champions, the Raw pay-per-view, is September 25th. So we'll see if there's any matches made for that. Maybe about the women's title, the tag team titles, maybe a match between New Day and Club, and maybe a match for the might be vacated Universal Championship. Which leads to question number 1. Will Finn Balor be stripped of the Universal Championship tonight? Well, this news came out and now it is official. Finn Balor is injured. He apparently got injured last night during the match against Seth Rollins doing a turnbuckle bomb spot involving some sort of injury with his shoulder. It's been rumbling all day, around the internet, the smart wrestling sites like WrestleZone. But now WWE.com has finally announced the official word on the injury of Finn Balor. According to WWE.com, inaugural Universal Champion, the belt we all hate, the design. I will get used to it, but it looks the fucking same. It's like the women's title, but red. Finn Balor suffered an injury to his right shoulder against Seth Rollins last night. The injury came in the course of the match to determine the first champion, especially when Balor absorbed a running powerbomb to the barricade at the hands of the architect, Seth Rollins. He hit the wall during the match, dislocated his shoulder, and was able to put it back in himself for a split second, said ringside physician Dr. Chris Robinson. Balor was able to continue the match and finish it, as we knew, but Dr. Robinson noted that an MRI yielded results earlier today that showed a possible labrum tear. The champion is currently scheduled to receive a surgical consultation that will determine the extent of the injury and what his recovery time will be. So, he may not require surgery, but he might be out for a while. So, who knows what does this mean for the status? Man, Universal title might be cursed already. First it looks shitty, the fans trolled it, which it didn't deserve because the two guys fighting for it deserved it more than the belt did. But now Balor might be injured. His first major pay-per-view match, and he gets injured doing it. Hopefully it does not devalue him. And hopefully it doesn't make him as injury prone. He already suffered an injury already this year. During an NXT road trip, he injured his ankle. Right before NXT TakeOver the Dallas one. But he recovered in time. So it's the second injury in less than a year. It wasn't severe. He didn't need surgery or anything. But it was a severe injury enough to take him out for a bit. So, but especially now, the timing. What will happen to Finn, and especially what will happen? The Universal Championship? Bonus question, what happens with Brock Lesnar? Hope he gets fired of that horrible match last night. He's a liability now. His shtick is getting old. I kind of started to like the gimmick of him being a badass, but it got fucking old last night. He's a one-trick pony, just suplex. He's not a fucking wrestler. He's there to hurt people. He's not there for the love of wrestling. He's there to make money and hurt people. And his response? Fuck you. Guys should not wrestle with him. He hurts people. Just ask Randy Orton last night. He just came back after 9 months away, and he's now maybe out for a little bit because he got cut up last night. Saying what happens with Finn Balor, the Universal title that the fans hate, and Brock Lesnar? Find out tonight on Raw. Hopefully better crowd in Brooklyn at 8, 7 Central on USA Network. And that is it for my Atak Sportz for today. Stay tuned tonight to this channel for my Raw review. With that in mind, y'all been attacked by the news, sports news from Zach. See you later. Too sweet to you. Woo! Woo! Yeah.